So Alejandro is such a special person. He's definitely like someone with an old soul, and you can kind of tell that about him. Something that I really love about Alejandro that I definitely have noticed from other people's experience with other taitas and other shamans is that Alejandro really values kind of the feminine power. Um, so in some other places, you might find some kind of divisions between like gender and in terms of like women will have to be in this part of the hut or the ceremonial space and men will be on the other side, and they kind of give you an explanation why. But Alejandro doesn't believe in those kind of divides as being something constructive. And so when you do a ritual with Alejandro, it's co-ed. Also, like as a LGBTQ identifying person, like I felt very comfortable being myself and not having to hide that part of my identity. He's like a very open person, open guy. And the other thing is that I think it's super important that people trust the person that they're doing the ceremony with. So no matter who it ends up being, like the one thing you should do is make sure that you feel like you can trust this person to help you during the ceremony. It's usually a pretty profound experience both on like a physical level for most people, but also on a spiritual level or emotional level. It can be a little bit intense. So you want to feel like the person's going to be able to walk you through those moments that are like really intense or difficult to deal with. And I feel like since the first time I did ayahuasca with him, and I've done it about maybe 5 or 6 times, I always felt like he had my back, like he was going to be there. And actually, the first time I did it was the most difficult time. And at some point in the middle of all these thoughts and all these like kind of intense feelings and sensations, I really felt like, okay, I'm getting a little lost in my experience. I need help. And what was really strange and magical was like, I literally said just inside, like in my head, I was like, I need Alejandro to show up right now. And then I opened my eyes and he's like, I'm here to help you. What do you need? And I was like, what? It was kind of crazy. But that moment was just like, okay, I know I'm going to be fine. No matter what happens, I'll be okay. And something that he always kind of explains to like first timers, which I think is really important to keep in mind, he kind of has this mantra that you say to yourself when you're having these difficult moments, which is remember if you're having a difficult moment and it feels hard to overcome, that A, you decided to take ayahuasca, that B, it's also just temporary. Everything that you're feeling is going to pass. And then C, if you really need help, just repeat those steps. Like, it's temporary, you wanted to do it, and you'll be okay.
And call him.
And call him for help too.